Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Happy Wednesday to everybody. This was an unplanned video, but sometimes whenever I'm reading stuff and watching stuff, I get a hair up my you-know-what, and I feel like I got to come on and say something. This might be the last video I make about this. I've made, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos on Kyler Murray, and I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm not an Oklahoma fan. I'm not even necessarily a Kyler Murray fan. I think he's got some work to do on his personality. But what I am a fan of is football. And I'm really starting to get irritated. I'm starting to get irritated with all these people. Listen, if you don't like Kyler Murray because you're a Texas fan or whoever, that's your problem. For anybody to come out and pretend as if somehow Kyler Murray could be the best high school quarterback maybe ever in the history of Texas and one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen in the past decade in college, and say that because he's 5'10 and 1/8, that all of a sudden he's not cut out for the NFL. And that he shouldn't be considered to be the #1 overall pick or the second quarterback taken or whatever. He's going to be a bust. Blah, 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 blah. Do you people watch football? The #1 thing I see, and when people say this, I automatically know that they don't watch football. Automatically, right off the rip. Oh, well, he's a running quarterback. I don't like running quarterbacks. They can't sustain a long career. He's not a running quarterback. Did you watch Oklahoma football at all? He can run. Doesn't make him a runner. Same thing I heard about Deshaun Watson. Same exact thing. Now, the difference is Deshaun Watson's obviously bigger, taller anyway. Doesn't weigh too much more. Only weighs like 15 pounds more than Kyler Murray does at this point. And then, so the rhetoric was, oh, he's 5'9". Well, it turns out he's 5'10", as if that matters. Then the thing was, well, he's got midget hands. He's got some tiny little hands. His hands are bigger than Sam Darnold. His hands are the same size as Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins is like 6 inches taller than he is. He's got the same size hands as Haskins. Maybe like a quarter of an inch smaller. But the point here is, so this guy today, what's this guy's name? Let me look on my phone real quick. This guy today, the reporter for the NFL, Charlie Casserly. So Charlie Casserly reports today that Kyler Murray failed and bombed his interviews with these NFL teams. They said he was below average in leadership, below average in work ethic, which I don't know how in a 10 or 15-minute interview you can say a guy has a low work ethic. And they said he was below average on the whiteboard or the blackboard or whatever board it is where they draw up plays. Now look, first of all, to say that he's not a leader in an interview for 10 or 15 minutes is asinine. Now, he might not have the best interview skills or the best personality. He might not have told you what you want to hear. But I saw him lead Oklahoma to the playoff. And I saw him single-handedly win some games that they very easily could have lost. I also saw him cry after losing to Texas. He didn't cry because he was upset about losing. He cried because he was upset, and he took blame for it and said, I let the team down. This is on me. He took responsibility. That's what a leader does. Now, as far as the whiteboard thing is concerned, about him failing the plays on the whiteboard, are you going to sit here and tell me, so Lincoln Riley is probably what most people will consider to be the best offensive mind as far as the head coaches go in all of college football. This guy could pick the job he wanted in the NFL if he really wanted to do it. He didn't have any problem running that system. Now you say, oh, well, they tell him what play to run, and he runs it. Well, so does every other college quarterback across the board. Less than 1% of the quarterbacks are changing plays at the line, period. If he can run Lincoln Riley's system and run it to the level that he ran it at, then I'm sure he can learn how to do it in the NFL. The guy's not an idiot. And for anybody to insinuate that all of a sudden he's not smart enough to play NFL quarterback, that's disappointing. I was going to use a different word, but I'm not going to use it. And to say that he has a low work ethic, this is the term that he used, or a bad work ethic. Does anybody realize that this guy's a two-sport guy his entire life, since he's a kid? Drafted in the first round of Major League Baseball, played at a high level in college. Going to be drafted in the first round of the NFL. Do you know how much, and on top of that, you're a student. You can say, well, I don't know how good of a student he was. Irrelevant. Can anybody tell me, anybody that you know that has a low work ethic that can achieve what he's achieved in athletics? It's a slap in the face and an insult to him. And to my intelligence. And to anybody else's intelligence, too. Now, I don't know if Kyler Murray is going to be a great player in the NFL. I have no idea. But I know one thing. He's as good or better than any other quarterback in this draft. He's as good a football player as I've seen in college. That doesn't always translate to the NFL. But just because the kid doesn't go around kissing everybody's ass like a lot of these other players, all of a sudden, he's no good. If the Panthers didn't have Cam Newton and they were looking for a quarterback in this draft, I'd take him. Number one. I'd take my chances. An athlete of this stature, I don't care how tall he is, only comes along once in a lifetime. He's got a world-class arm. Forget about his legs. He's got a world-class arm. He's accurate. He's got a big arm. Anticipates throws. Amazing. Amazing passer. And I almost hope, I mean, I don't really care because I'm not a Cardinals fan or a Giants fan or whoever might possibly take him in the draft. And I'm not an Oklahoma fan. And I'm not even necessarily a Kyler Murray fan. But I hope he succeeds. And for one reason and for one reason only. To shut you people the hell up. Every single year in the draft, it's, oh, this guy's going to be a bust. Oh, that guy's going to be a bust. You people don't know crap. If you think that. So I hope he succeeds, just so you can all eat your words. And as far as the Cardinals getting rid of Josh Rosen and taking Kyler Murray, I'd do the same thing. I said last year I don't think Josh Rosen's the real deal. He was. Listen, this guy, he might be okay. He might be an average or so starting quarterback. He's not going to win these Super Bowls. Josh Rosen's he ain't built for the NFL. He just ain't. And he's not even a tenth of the athlete that Kyler Murray is. Not even close. And he sure as hell don't have a tenth of the heart that Kyler Murray has. So that's it. I'm done. I'm done with my rant on Kyler Murray. But I just don't understand all the hate for this guy, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And again, I'm not a fan of his. I could care less. What I get frustrated about is people running their mouth and saying things that aren't true. Because I went through the same thing with Watson. I went through the same thing. And last year, actually, with Baker Mayfield as well. Everyone said, oh, Baker Mayfield, he's Johnny Manziel 2.0. Yeah. I automatically know you don't watch football. And maybe you're letting your hate for the team that he played for get in the way of your judgment. Either that or you just have low intelligence. Oh, he's 5'10". He can't see over the line. Yeah, because the offensive line for Oklahoma were a bunch of midgets, right? So he couldn't see over them, right? These guys are like 6'7", 6'8". Morons. Go ahead and leave me in comments in the comments section about how I'm wrong. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Boomer Sooner. Pigskin Pete checking out.